On April 3, 2011, a mysterious game was posted to a fan site. Turned out it was more than just a game though. Hey everybody, welcome to Top 10 Gaming. Today we are returning with our video game creepypasta series with a quite specific pasta called the Luna game. And for those of you unfamiliar with it, get ready for all of the brony My Little Pony references. Sorry in advance. Back in 2011, a game was reported to have been posted on a site called Escoteria Daily, a news and fanfiction site for an animated show, My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. The game was posted by a very anonymous user, and it's completely unknown as to who is responsible for developing it. When Bronies, the name for the My Little Pony fanboys, downloaded the game and booted it up, it seemed simple enough. You're playing as Luna, one of the My Little Ponies, on a basic platform level, being able to jump and navigate using the arrow keys. After about 20 seconds of playing though, or if you're standing still, images will flicker on your screen. One is of Pony Pinkie Pie with Zalgified eyes. The other was of Apple Bloom. Right after the image flickers on your screen, all of a sudden, one of 4 remixes of songs from the show will begin to play. And the game won't close, no matter what you do to shut down the program. Your mouse will freeze. Eventually, it will automatically close on its own. Afterwards, if players looked at the location on their computer where they saved the game, they would find a bunch of pictures similar to the image that appeared in the game that weren't originally on their computer, with text files also appearing labeled "The end is nay," all of which contained one phrase when opened: "The end is nay." While some believe that perhaps this was a virus disguised in a game, that wasn't the case. The game would save screenshots and text documents but proved to not be a virus after all. Perhaps it was just a prank. Almost 2 months later, on May 30th, 2011, another game was posted on the website. It became known as Luna Game 2. The game began in a similar fashion as the first, but the graphics were improved, and you could hold down the shift button now to run. But after you start running, cracks form on the ground and get bigger and bigger and bigger the further you get. The game will then jarringly cut to an image of a Zalgified Pinkamena, with white noise blasting out of your speakers. A second later, the game returns, but the background and blocks are all tinted red and you can only move slowly. Disturbing music plays in the background that is said to drive players mad. Unable to turn off the game, players must move forward until they reach a giant chasm in the ground and drop down into it. The background fades to black and a game over screen will appear with the Luna sprite continuing to fall. Unlike the first game, this one didn't create any extra files. It was simply just a game that would freeze your mouse and refuse to shut down properly prior to completing it. The saga doesn't end there. On June 11th of that same year, a third game would appear on the site, known as Luna Game 3. This one starts off with you playing as Luna in a very simple platform world, a looping environment that is set in a forest. The controls are the same, but as you progress the screen gets darker and darker, and the background music begins to distort and slow down. Static eventually begins to ring out of your speakers and the trees in the background begin to appear dark and bloody. If you listen closely, you can hear what sounds like ponies chattering in the distance. Eventually, as you push forward, a giant gap will appear. If you jump over it, a distorted version of Fluttershy appears and yells, "Come out." If you continue running forward, the level will continue to loop until you finally jump down into the gap, while Fluttershy yells out a distorted "Love me" in the background. Images will flash on your screen again, all disturbing versions of the ponies. And when the images stop, you'll see your Luna sprite lying on the ground, with her legs severed, covered in blood. After about 5 seconds, she'll open her eyes and the screen will flash disturbing close-ups of her face and a shriek will emit from your speakers. The game will then automatically shut down afterwards. On July 4th, the 4th game was posted on the website. Once again, it starts off in a similar fashion as the last 3, except now you begin on a grassy cliff. It soon becomes apparent that there's only one thing you can do: jump off the cliff. Once you do it, you'll hear a splat noise, and text will appear on the screen that reads, "You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?" which is a reference to the Haunted Majora's Mask game, another huge gaming creepypasta. Then the game will close, and if you try to reopen it, it won't work. But if you're patient, the game will reopen on its own. You'll see the words, "It didn't have to turn out like this," and "You didn't have to die," appear on your screen. Blood splatters will appear, and new text will then appear that reads, "But now you're in my world." That's when you'll hear a roar. And then Princess Luna will appear again, and you're in a new setting once more, which can only be described as a hellish landscape. You must run past and avoid a slew of obstacles, all while being bombarded with flashes of creepy images. If you manage to get through it all, you're once again forced to jump off of a cliff. When you do jump, it's almost as if the game glitches, with the music and images on your screen distorting in a very severe way. The terrain will randomly change, and you must climb up to a higher ground in order to scale a massive wall. The higher you get, the darker the screen becomes, with Pinkie eventually appearing, laughing in the background. Eventually the screen goes entirely black and the game shuts off. You won't be able to reopen the program. Text appears that reads, "Your fate is already sealed." and that's it. Almost a year later, on August 22, 2012, a game called Luna Game End was posted to the community website. It starts off just like the rest, and after walking forward for a while, you'll come across a very familiar cliff. When you jump off of it though, you land safely on the ground. But after walking some more, text will appear, dialogue from Luna that reads, "I'm really tired." She'll collapse, with more text appearing that says, "I'll just rest for a moment." The screen then fades to black and the music stops. And then, you appear in an all-white world with only a single line below you to walk on. What follows is a strange existential experience, and by the end of it all, you're greeted with an image of a dead Luna. But according to users on the website, if you play through all of the games over again, at the end of the 5th game, there's a happy ending, with Luna stating that she's had a nightmare. But the game will flicker one final disturbing image of Pinkamena, and then it will close forever. The games have been said to traumatize players. Not many get to a second round of playthrough. It's a game series that many feel is the scariest that they've ever tried out, especially since the person or people behind it has managed to remain anonymous. It's hard to describe the feeling of dread and terror that you get while playing. But if you are curious, there has been several fan-made versions of the game that have appeared over the years that you can hunt down online and, are worth giving a go. So, there we have it, friends. Have you tried any of these games out? Do you think there's something more nefarious lingering under the surface? Now, it's not quite like the traditional creepypasta, but it's something that many have found pretty darn scary. Or hilarious, if you're the type to make fun of bronies. Anywho, if you dug this video, spread the love, hit that like button, and be sure to subscribe to Top 10 Gaming for other video game themed creepypastas. We also have a nifty little playlist currently flashing on your screen that's worth checking out. In the meantime though, thanks for watching, friends. I'll catch you all in the next video.